most consecutive starts you've had at the college level.
Oh,
So
okay.
far. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What does that do for you, continuity-wise?
One, being able to, because I mean, last year was a weird year for me. Not starting 6 games, having to come out during one, and then come back in, and then also to do that again. So being able to have a bunch of consecutive starts, it builds a lot of confidence in myself. I have a lot of confidence, but I mean, it just adds to it. And then being around my teammates and being able to be out there and be the guy, that they see every single time, and during game days or during practice. Running with the ones, it helps us a lot. They have one voice on the field. Like I said, I want to be, I've said this a lot, that I wanted to be like Coach Riley, part 2 on the field, because he obviously can't be out there. So just building a better connection with those guys, Coach Riley, all getting on the same page, it helps us tremendously on game day.
Has it been easier in that sense?
Easier
as far as leading and.
No, it's been a new challenge for me, leading wise. But I mean, Coach Riley said that was going to be one of the challenges before I even came here. So I accepted it, and I've been trying to learn and get better in those ways for these guys. So I wouldn't say it's been easier. I would say it's been the same level of difficulty. When I was at the other place, and then now here, it's just different circumstances.
You stood out on Saturday, especially when under pressure. Can you take us to that second touchdown when you throw to Tajh with the defender coming on that roughing the passer? How do you get the confidence to stand in there and still make the throw?
Reps with those wide receivers. We rep it with every single wide receiver that we think will possibly go out there, and then we have backups for that receiver and then backup for that receiver. So we rep a lot. We get a lot of reps in, and then. Coach Riley, we go over the game plan over and over, and then in my off time I go over it. I go over all our checks. I go over the routes. I go over it on film. If it's a certain formation that we might run it out of, I look up that formation throughout film, and then I'll kind of just imagine myself dropping back and throwing a touchdown, throwing a check down, anything like that.
You mentioned that a lot of the wide receivers lower in the depth chart really had to step up for when their name was called. With Jordan and Mario out last week, how do you think those guys did?
They did a pretty good job. We had Tajh with 100. We had B. Rice with almost 100, I think, and then we had Kyle also with his first 100. So they did an awesome job stepping up. Before I actually knew that we weren't going to have Mario and Jordan, I texted them. We're going to need you to step up later in the season. I didn't know it was going to happen that soon, but it happened that soon. They did exactly what we talked about, stepped up, and I didn't expect anything less. To be honest, we work really hard out here. They work really hard to get on the field and make those catches, make those plays, and like I said, they did that, and it was awesome seeing them get that glory.
What have you seen from Tajh in particular, kind of stepping up over the course of the season, kind of stepping into the number 1 role last week?
Tajh he's one of my favorite teammates, just in the sense of he does absolutely everything. He'll block. He'll do things that a 6'3", 250-pound tight end might do. Having cut blocks, and we might hand the ball off to him or anything like that. He's not scared of anything. He's very dialed into the game plan every single week. So, like I said, didn't expect anything less from Tajh. I'm very excited for him.
Did you expect that from him when you first met him?
Tajh is a unique human being. We were actually we have a QB meeting every morning, and we're in our QB meeting, and the hotel we're at, he can do just about anything. He's playing the piano right outside of our QB meeting. We actually have to go tell him quiet down, but he's a unique human being. He's smart, trustworthy, and it showed up on Saturday for him.
On a similar level to the wide receiver depth, a lot has been said about the resiliency of the offensive line with Mason coming and playing right tackle, and then the shifting around to the guards. How important is that to you as a quarterback? And then what do you have to say about some of that, being able to move positions and come in situations like this weekend?
Yeah, kind of same thing. Very proud of a bunch of our guys that stepped up. And I can just name off a bunch of people. Ford, Cortland, when Bobby went down, Mason when he came in throughout the whole game, Jonah, he moved down and he had I think we talked about it. He had a 95% grade, which is insane for, there's not many people that can grade like that, especially coming down to the guard position and having to do that. So we got a special group of guys in every single position, and it just, it's awesome to see them go out there and be able to shine and do it in many different positions. And that's just a test to our coaches and these guys on this team.
Let's do one more.
What's your evaluation of defense? The inside linebackers kind of stand out
Yep.
a little bit in the secondary.
Yeah. They got a pretty good. Their linebacker number 8. I think he's the coach's son. He's played a lot of ball. Smart. He has good instincts. Cal. Their secondary. They do a pretty good job. They got a few guys at corner that are pretty lengthy, tall. 29. I think he's a freshman. He's pretty good. One of the younger guys. I think he's a freshman, but he's pretty good. He's done a pretty good job. And then their safeties. They've done a good job throughout the season. But it'd be a good matchup to go out there and see our wide receivers versus their defense. Their secondary.
Thank you, Caleb.
Awesome. Thank you.
Smart.